Incoming subspace signal.
You are watching Central Valley Geeks. Please welcome our host and resident geeks, Scott and Shawn.
I'm back, baby!
Okay, so this is episode 2, I hope.
Or something.
Depending on how I make these and put them out. 2, 3, something, I don't know.
Here with another episode.
Here, yes, exactly what he said. We are here with another episode of Central Valley Geeks. Today we are going to talk about our personal rankings of the Star Trek series. Has nothing to do with the best, because best is subjective, and you could ask every nerd at a convention what the best Star Trek series is going to be, and you're going to get 3 different answers. Maybe 4.
Possibly 11.
Nobody is going to say the animated series is the best.
There could be an animator there.
Even the animators have come out and apologized for how poor the animation
Doesn't mean
was.
they still aren't going to like their work.
But
I'm just saying.
What
What about one of the writers?
most of those writers were on TOS and TNG.
Yeah.
So nobody is like excited about the animated series except for Mike McMullen, who drops a ton of animated references into Lower Decks, which is great. But that actually brings me to my number 11 TV series, and it's the animated series. I honestly, I don't think I've even seen a single episode. Cool giant Spock skeleton in Lower Decks. That was cool. I kind of want to go back and watch that episode. The Green Lady in the Lower Decks episode, where they all have to do the holodeck training things, and Boimler becomes what was his name? I can't remember. Excretus. His name was Excretus of Borg. And in that episode, the trainer person, I can't remember the name of the alien, but she can split her body into 3. It's the torso, it's the legs, and it's the head all floating around. That's interesting. Those are kind of things that you couldn't do in live action in the original series. We can do it a little bit live action now. I would really love to see a Cation in live action in like Strange New Worlds, or hopefully Legacy, especially after the latest episode of Lower Decks, where we found out that Cations used to eat Betazoids. Oh my god, that was great. Ta'ana said, "Oh, it's okay, we eat synthetic Betazoid now." That was so awesome. Yeah. And then when the Betazoids walked by her, she licked her lips.
She went feral for a little bit, I swear.
Well, that was the whole point of the episode, yeah. So, what's your number 11?
I don't know. Prodigy, because I've never seen it.
Hashtag save Star Trek Prodigy.
Oh, yeah. I don't have anything wrong with it.
I've been trying to get him to watch Star Trek Prodigy, but Paramount took it off their streaming network, and he's too broke-ass to buy it on digital platforms.
No, I'm just tired of starting a series and then somebody canceling it. So if it gets picked up again, I'll watch it.
Well, there is a season 2, and they have shown clips from season 2, so we know the Doctor is coming back. Please give us the Doctor.
Yeah.
And please promote Harry Kim, or just make him like the permanent ensign. He is the ensign of all Starfleet. So I'm gonna get a lot of hate in the comments for this one. Number 10 is the original series, and I'm sorry I ranked it so low. I didn't watch Star Trek until the 90s, and by the time of Next Generation, Deep Space Nine, and Voyager, the graphics and the backdrops and everything else from the original series just looked bad, and it's a little difficult for me to watch that era of TV. I mean, I don't even go back and watch Leave It to Beaver or I Love Lucy or Brady Bunch. I don't like any of that's the 60s, 70s era stuff.
Shit, I've been binging Gilligan's Island.
I haven't watched Gilligan's Island since I was probably like 9. Nick at Night. But yeah, the original series, it's ranked at 10 and not 11 because I have seen a couple episodes. City on the Edge of Forever. And then the one with Landrew, because they had the Landrew episode in Lower Decks, so wanted to watch that to understand what was going on. But yeah, number 10 is the original series for me. Sorry, but I still love Spock. Number 10.
I honestly don't know, because down at these lower rankings, I don't pay that much attention to them. I just haven't seen them, so they're just kind of a jumbled mess. Any of the animated ones other than the, Lower Decks. Lower Decks is probably...
Well, don't talk about Lower Decks yet.
Yeah, right.
So would you say the animated series? Because there's only 3 animated shows for Star Trek.
Well, there's the shorts I haven't watched. There's the animated
Oh, I
series.
didn't. To be
the
fair,
most animated
I
I've
didn't
seen
put the shorts on here.
is obviously... shit, you just said it.
Lower Decks?
Lower Decks. And then what they did in Futurama.
Yes, the Futurama episode with the original cast where they are on the planet with... I know you know his name. The green gas.
I want to say it was a G, but I can't remember.
I do too.
Like Gygax or something, but I know that's wrong.
Like Glapglar, because it's Melvar. It's
Melvar.
Melvar, because it's with 3 R's. And Sulu says, "I know how to spell Melvar." So you're gonna go with the animated series as number 10?
Yeah, just I've never seen it. Would like to, just haven't. No problem with it.
I want to watch a few episodes of the animated series here and there. Just mostly, I want to see the ones that have been referenced from Lower Decks.
I still think we should just start with timeline number 1, whatever that happens to be. Probably Enterprise, right?
Technically, if you want to go chronologically,
oh wait, you're right. We'd have to probably watch The Next Generation.
Times Zero.
Yep.
We'd have to start in the 1800s.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
and then you do go to you move forward to First Contact, and then you go to the shows. So number 9 for me, I wanted to rank this higher because it is responsible for the new Star Trek that we have. Discovery is my 9th best show, but I did want to rank it higher. I love all the actors in it. I've even talked to Anthony Rapp on Twitter. Yeah, ooh, name drop, whatever. But the people from that show are really nice. They're really good actors. The first season, just because of the issues with Brian Fuller, the first season didn't have as much to stand on as it could have, and that was its big problem. Season 2 was nice when they brought on Pike. Pike was a very good captain. He brought a much lighter tone to the show too, because I mean, you went from Mirror Universe Empress killing everyone to Captain Pike and the Red Angel trying to save everyone. And then I won't even talk about the burn. That was season 3 was better than season 2, but I still don't like the burn or the DMA. That was weird too.
Yeah, I didn't get that far at all. I didn't even watch season 2. I watched part of 1 episode of season 3 because you asked me to.
I think you might actually like season 2 better than
probably
the other ones, because Spock is Ethan Peck's Spock is in probably about half of them.
Okay. And I'm sure I'm missing stuff for Strange New Worlds anyways. I just still haven't done it.
Yeah, and they've referenced The Cage, which is really cool. They actually even show clips from the original episode of The Cage.
Nice.
So if you want to watch Discovery, honestly, start at season 2, and then like watch it. And then what I found with some of the shows that like I don't like at first, like you want us to watch Wheel of Time, I'm just gonna skip season 1. I'm gonna start watching season 2, and I'm hoping that I'll like season 2, and it'll make me want to go back and watch season 1.
But without the backstory of season 1, it's gonna be hard to even get into season 2. You won't have any idea who anybody is or going on. It's only 8 hours.
I've seen a few of the episodes, so I know a little bit. But
it's only the last 2 episodes that really suck, and that's because of COVID restrictions. You see the tone completely change to season 2. Like I know it's a whole different series, but like season 1, you get all those hard cutaways in between each freaking scene, which just sucked. I'm sorry, like that hurt my eyes to watch. And then and then you get the COVID issues at the other end. But this one, the editing is just so much better. Everything transitions better. The sets look better. Everything. The writing's much better. Landfair's hot as hell, so you'll get there.
Go with your number 9.
What you said, Discovery. I haven't even finished season 1. I've watched some of season 3.
I would like to know what happened to the Prime Universe's Lorca, because one of the things I liked, and I'm probably gonna get his name wrong. It was Jason Isaacs, right?
That sounds right.
Jason Isaacs was Captain Lorca, and I thought he did a really good job. I was surprised by the mirror universe twist, but I would like to have found out what happened to his counterpart. That would have been nice. Number 8, gonna be Enterprise. I'm sorry, for like 4 or 5 years, even Futurama made a joke about it. Scott Bakula killed the franchise. In the movie, I don't remember which Futurama movie it is. It's the one where they're doing the demolition, and Sulu's flying a thing that looks like the Enterprise. Just the Enterprise, and no bloody A, B, C, or D. And he's ramming into Scott Bakula's head in a jar that looks like the NX-01. He's ramming into him. Way to go, Bakula! You killed the franchise, or something like that, and I just love it. And a few years later, we got Star Trek 2009 reboot. That movie was okay. I'm gonna get hit for this, but I actually liked Into Darkness better than the first one.
They're both great movies. And then,
yeah.
I'm still annoyed that we're never going to get a 4th one. The 3rd one...
They're still talking... Actually, I was just reading an article that they're still talking about it in development. Whether or not everyone signs on. Zoe Saldana has said that she's done with franchises. She still has to finish out Avatar, so... But she's done.
Well, that's 20 more friggin' years, so...
But she's done with the MCU.
She probably doesn't even need to do anything for Avatar anymore. By the time they're continuing that, it'll all be computer done more.
Yeah.
Doesn't even matter.
But I loved T'Pol. She had some good storylines. I thought Enterprise was a little odd on how quickly the Vulcan culture changed, because in Enterprise, which only takes place 100-ish, 80 to 100 years before TOS, but the Vulcans are drastically different. They don't mind meld. Some of them experience emotions. And it was a little weird. And then there was the offset of group. T'Pol's mom was one of them. They were Sarek's followers. Then there was literally a small arc where Sarek, a Vulcan, Sirach, a Vulcan, the main guy who created Logic, his soul is in Jonathan Archer for like 3 episodes. It was weird. They tried things, and then miraculously by the end of that season, Vulcan had evolved into the Vulcan we know.
Which is weird, because that's maybe 2 generations.
It's like 1.
1.5.
Yeah. I mean, we mentioned that T'Pol could very easily do a crossover on Strange New Worlds, which means it's still in her lifetime, and she was 65, I think. She was 60 something in Enterprise.
Well, technically, Spock still could if the actor hadn't aged out of being alive.
Yeah, poor Leonard Nimoy.
Yeah.
But Enterprise could have been better. It had really big shoes to fill. Voyager was the main show on UPN, and then when it didn't get canceled, it ended. And they're like, okay, let's put another Star Trek out there, and they came out, okay, let's do a prequel. I remember in 2001, nobody was saying let's do a prequel. Nobody wanted a prequel. I wanted to find out what the hell was going to happen to Voyager when they got home.
Yep.
I wanted to find out what was going to happen with the Borg after the virus. We finally got a little bit of that in Picard season 3, but we still don't even totally know, because Prodigy kind of contradicts that, and then the Lower Decks 2 VIX episode contradicts that too. So there's a little bit of contradiction on what's going on with the Borg. We know that there's still the Girardi Borg from season 2. And then there was the normal Borg that she was hiding on Jupiter, and nobody knew about it. But anyways, I'm talking about Enterprise. I did enjoy their Borg episode because they never once mentioned the word Borg, except in one quote they were talking about Zephyr Cochrane saying, probably one of his drunken nights, he was talking about how cyborgs tried to stop his flights, and that is literally the only other time that it's mentioned. So, you're number 8.
Number 8, I'd say Enterprise too, but that's because I think I quit during the first episode. All of these on this bottom ranking, I just haven't really watched.
Yeah, Enterprise. Whoever decided to come up with that theme song, you turned off so many fans.
I don't even remember it.
It was lyrical. It was lyrical, and it was slow, melancholy.
Mine was the slow, weird shower scene. Like, I was watching, if I remember correctly, I was watching it with my grandma for one thing.
There was a slow, weird shower.
With T'Pol or whatever the hell it was, that sonic shower.
Oh, no!
Incredibly slow and drawn out for no reason.
I don't remember that. I remember
it was almost as gratuitous as the scene in the second Star Trek remake movie with the lady just standing there in her underpants for no reason. I wasn't complaining, but still.
No. I think you're getting confused. It was T'Pol and Trip, where in the decontamination thing, rubbing each other with
for a long fucking time.
Yeah,
I just said that.
Yeah. You said a shower. It wasn't a shower.
It's the same damn thing. Sonic shower, all that shit.
They don't have sonic showers in NX-01. They have regular showers. Because in another episode, the gravity turns off while Archer is taking a shower, and he starts floating, and the water starts floating.
Oh, nice. Okay.
For 2001, those were actually kind of decent graphics for a TV show. It's honestly T'Pol and the Doctor were my favorite characters on that show. Dr. Phlox was cool. I like seeing his character occasionally comes up on my the Lower Decks game I play, and in general he's a decent actor. He was in True Blood as the coroner, and I love the episode of the Orville where they go back to I think it's Alara's home planet. And her dad is Robert Picardo, and they go off to some vacation home, and then Dr. Phlox comes over. I don't remember the character's name, and he makes Robert Picardo hold out his hand, and he pours boiling hot liquid in it because Robert Picardo's character was responsible for him dying.
I swear he put his son dying. He put his hand in the liquid. I don't remember him pouring it out. He stuck his hand right in. Told him to put his hand in the pot.
No, that's right. He wanted to use. He told them to use his hand as the spoon.
Yep.
And I thought, I anytime I see Robert Picardo on TV, it's great. Yeah. Watch Stargate Atlantis, it's great.
On the last 5 episodes, I think.
Jason Momoa was in that too, and he's way better in that than he was in Baywatch.
He was in Baywatch?
Yeah, I don't know. That's how he got his start. Like, he was like 18 years old.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, okay, so you said Enterprise. This is going to be a shock for anyone who knows me and anyone who knows how excited I was for this. Back in 2020, when Picard came out, it was a holiday at my house. I baked a steak dinner. I made a chocolate cream pie that I used chocolate whipping cream to put ST Picard Season 1 on. I think I have a picture of it. I'll try to post it right here. I even bought Chateau Picard wine to drink with it. But I Seasons 1 and 2 of Picard were kind of rough. A lot of my weight that I ranked this was by rewatchability. And each season of Picard feels like a movie. So for me, it's difficult to watch an individual episode of any of the 3 seasons because you kind of miss any other story. Season 3 is less like that, but still like that. So I don't feel that Picard is easily rewatchable. I can't throw that on at 10 o'clock at night to watch and fall asleep to, because I'm gonna get into it and watch it for the next 8 hours.
Which necessarily isn't a bad thing unless you want to sleep.
Yeah, I'm saying 10 o'clock at night. You're number 7.
7. All right, let's see.
I'm assuming at this point you've seen the rest of these shows.
No, not necessarily. I've seen all of
you haven't seen Prodigy. You already said Prodigy.
I mean, I really
He
like
didn't prepare for this, so
I don't
he's
care
doing
about
this
rankings,
off of the top of his head. I prepared for this. He's just looking at a list of the series.
I like what I'm watching at the moment. So right now, my favorite show would be Lower Decks.
Oh, okay, Lower Decks.
Obviously. Also because the closest thing that I've ever lived to a Star Trek life would be Lower Decks, being on a boat. Like, I was Lower Decks. If you think of it, like, that's it. I was the lowest ranked seaman on a fucking boat, or ship.
He was a lower deck. he means that as seaman, SEAMEN, just for you children out there.
Isn't that how you spell it anyways?
No, the other one is just E.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
He is, to be fair, he is wearing a Navy hat, so he's not a poser. I don't know if this is the ship he served on. Okay, this is the ship he served on. So if you were on the USS Fletcher, this was one of your lower deckers.
Yep.
Meet your boy.
I slept in a bunk. I stood watching a gun.
He had the dent above the head when he would whack his head.
Nope, I slept on top, so I didn't have a top. Like, I had more ceiling because there were pipes, but they were higher up.
Oh, okay.
So I got more headroom.
Oh, you were on top bunk?
Oh yeah, I didn't want to get pissed on.
Okay, so what did you end up choosing the show?
No, but let's see. 7. Let's go. I don't know what's left. I would say Picard, but I really liked Picard. I liked it probably more than you did. I really liked. Season 3.
Don't get me wrong. I love Picard.
You only are ranking it that low because I was right and you were wrong.
No, I'm ranking it that low. No, the fact that you got the Borg, that's impressive. The fact that you knew it was, to be honest, I didn't want the Borg to be the season 3 antagonists. I loved that they brought the changelings back. I loved that the changelings were more humanistic, where they cut themselves and it was blood and not plasma. That was awesome. I loved that. I didn't like the DNA rewriting Borg thing, because if that's how it is, why isn't it that way with every species that they've ever assimilated? And that would have happened with the Reclamation Project in season 1. But anyways, I liked the reunion of everyone on season 3, and I bought that leather jacket. I love that leather jacket. It's in my car right now. He's going to be wearing it later when we take our publicity photos. Picard. I loved Picard. It's just not as rewatchable to me. If I were to rewatch it, I'd probably just skip straight to season 3.
That makes sense. Well, my thing was like,
and I loved Rios too. I really wanted Rios to move over to be kept to season 3.
Yeah,
and I miss Soji too.
Even if he was the emergency hologram, you know.
I think that's what they're going to do with Legacy. I think Shaw is going to be the emergency engineer hologram or something like that. Maybe not even emergency.
That'd be cool. It'd be cool to bring Picardo back too.
Well, Picardo is coming back in season 2 of Prodigy. He's already confirmed. They've already showed clips of it online.
Okay.
And part of the issue with Prodigy as well, they actually wanted to bring Harry Kim into the 3rd season of Picard, but apparently Prodigy owns specific characters, and they told Terry Matalas and the writers of Picard that they could not use specific characters. They didn't go down a list of characters that they couldn't use. Obviously, we know Tuvok wasn't one of them because he was in season 3. Harry Kim, we do know they wanted to bring him in. They were told no. Don't know if it ever went as far as actually ever contacting Garrett Wang. I'm hoping he's also going to be in season 2 of Prodigy. I would love, in the books, he became the chief of security. So I would love to see him be the chief of security for Voyager A.
Yeah.
And with that, I actually come to Prodigy. Prodigy is my number 6. # save Star Trek Prodigy. That show, it actually, I liked how how many episodes they had. It felt like a 90s Trek because there was 20 episodes, which was really nice. I don't like these 10, 12 episode seasons. We get 5 series, but each series is only 10 episodes. When in the 90s we had Next Generation 26 episodes, Deep Space Nine 26 episodes, Voyager 26 episodes. Hell, even Enterprise had more than 20 episodes most of its seasons. And they had time to do dumb filler episodes that turn out great.
Yep.
Some of the filler episodes are the best episodes
and lead on to some of the better storylines later.
So with the shorter seasons, we don't get the filler that could potentially spiral into something great. So that's the one downside I see to the streaming, and it's and with the streaming it's very noticeable with Prodigy. Paramount decided they didn't want Prodigy on Paramount Plus anymore. They gave 0 notice to fans. They cut it off, and now for the last 6 months, we've been saying hashtag save Star Trek Prodigy. Hell, did you see that a group of fans organized a plane in LA to fly a banner over Netflix and Amazon?
Nice.
They did it over
hopefully
while the
Amazon
strike.
picks it up.
That's the big rumor, is that Amazon is going to pick it up. So I'm really hoping that Amazon picks it up.
I want to see Netflix come out with like a second season of something I like. Right now, I'm really hoping for One Piece, but we'll see.
That one got a lot of good reviews.
Oh, it's amazing.
I've never been into anime, so
it's not animated.
But it's based on anime. And
so?
You know what? To be fair, I actually I didn't think I was gonna like Alita, but I liked it. So, what's your number 6?
I don't know. Honestly, at this point, I don't even remember which ones there are left. Like I said, probably the movies. I know you didn't want to rank them, but
maybe if you were prepared.
No, I told you I didn't have a ranking. Like, I like the ones I like. I know my number 1. I know my number 2, and then after that, well, probably up to 4. But other than that, I haven't really. After that, I don't like watch them, so I don't care. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? I don't know.
Well, so I mean,
that's like saying rank my favorite soap operas. I know all my circuits and Days of Our Lives. So there's fair, 1 and 2.
To be fair, those are also the ones I know of. My grandma was addicted to Days of Our Lives. My mother was born in 1965, and Days of Our Lives started in 1965. And my grandma started watching Days of Our Lives while on maternity leave in 1965, and continued watching it until the day she died. And unfortunately, I know far too much about Days of Our Lives. Stefano has died far too many times, but the actor is really dead, so he won't be coming back.
Yeah.
That's true. And you know what? With Days of Our Lives, the way that they're doing with soap operas, it looks like they need to go the AI route, bring that guy back. What is left for you? At 6.
Well, what's your 6? Or what's your 5th?
6? My 5th is Strange New Worlds.
Okay, yeah, I guess I can see that.
But we still need to nail down a 6th for you.
Oh yeah, well I said
you can't say the movies because then you're still going to end up with an extra one.
That makes sense. I don't even know all of the ones that I don't watch though. You know what I mean?
Oh well, you've said the animated series.
I have. I've said Prodigy.
You said Prodigy. You said Enterprise. You said Discovery.
And I mean, I said I really liked Picard. I'm trying to remember what the next one is that I liked least, but. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the next one I would say I liked least
for me
would be DS9.
For me, this was the easier way to rank it. That's the producer asking for the car keys.
The producer.
Yeah. I just don't.
So you're gonna go with.
Let's see. So like I said.
Do the first 5 and do the.
Oh, 6. I did. That's what I'm saying. Okay. I can't even get to 6 though. That's what I was saying.
Look at my ranking.
No, I get it. The Next Generation, Voyager, Lower Decks.
You say all that on camera. Just give away.
You're
all
about
of my
to say
ranking.
it, and plus you can delete shit anyways. You're gonna delete all of this, I would hope, because I don't know. I like Strange New Worlds more than I like Deep Space Nine, but I definitely like Lower Decks more than I like Strange New Worlds. So it's just it depends.
See, for me, it was actually easier to rank it this way than the other way because it was like, Okay, which do I put first, Voyager or?
Well,
or
see, I
Next
would have
Generation?
I was just done this.
You just done your top 5.
Yeah, I don't even. I mean, Picard, I guess the top 6, but what am I missing?
You had you have TOS up here that I don't have TOS.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. That's what's confusing me. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Okay.
So do you know what your 6 is? Is it Picard?
Didn't I say Picard?
You said you think it's Picard, but you weren't sure.
Oh yeah, then I would say Picard. Yeah, definitely Picard would probably be my 6th favorite. And these are the ones that I actually like. Like below this, I just haven't watched them. Like I said, Picard's amazing. I knew it was the Borg, like you said.
Actually, to be fair, I believe it was the second episode. He knew it was the Borg because we would talk after we would watch the episodes. He thought it was the Borg when Jack was hearing the voices.
Yep.
And that was that actually did piss me off that he knew it was the Borg at episode 2. But that's not why I ranked Picard so low. It has more to do with rewatchability because season 3 is actually my favorite season of Picard.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for Legacy. # bring us Star Trek Legacy or whatever that hashtag's supposed to be. I don't know. Save Star Trek Prodigy.
There you go. I guess the only thing that the reason why Picard's not higher is they kind of try to either throw us off. Well, I don't know because you have the aliens coming from the future. Those from the androids from the future that use the red energy, and then in season 3 they're using red energy for Jack's Borg.
Oh no!
Irritated the piss.
They weren't coming from the future. They were coming from a different dimension in the first season.
Yeah, they literally said a different dimension in the future or some shit like that, didn't they?
No, I believe it's just.
Oh, you know what it was? During the backstory, they were talking about it in the future.
Yeah,
the Romulans were saying in the future.
In the future, the galaxy would be destroyed by AI.
Yeah,
which it's kind of looking like we're headed down that path now.
It's not.
Our AI overlords, we thank you.
Yeah. Until they take care of billionaire overlords,
we have to take care of
the AI overlords.
You know, I'm gonna curry my favor with whoever I can because Jeff
go.
Bezos ain't giving me anything.
Well, no, I really like my Amazon Prime.
I would like Amazon Prime better if you had Star Trek Prodigy on it.
That's true. Well, they probably do if you buy it.
Well, actually, I did buy it, but I bought it through iTunes. Literally, as soon as they canceled the show, I bought it.
That makes sense.
I
was in this. Click.
Well, no, actually, it was more of I actually, honestly, I haven't watched it since I purchased it. It was more of I want to buy this because I want them to see that I want this. Make more of this. I'm buying this. I watched Discovery because I wanted them to continue Star Trek. Discovery season 1 was awful. But I wanted more Star Trek, which led to Strange New Worlds, Lower Decks, Picard. So we got more. I'm glad Discovery happened, even though I didn't like the show.
What year did Discovery come out? I keep meaning to ask you.
I think 2016.
Oh wow, okay, that's weird. Yeah, I paid no attention to that. Well, that's kind of when the world
like 2015,
started ending,
2016.
So.
No, it was a few years before the world started ending.
It was
right.
It been 2014, 2015.
It was right around the time that we got hired with the fruit company.
Makes sense.
So did I mention number 6 is Prodigy? I mentioned that.
And I said Picard. You're on 5th.
Okay, 5. Strange New Worlds. Strange New Worlds is my favorite new live action Trek. It's Anson Mount is fantastic as Captain Pike. He is so good as Captain Pike. I want to go back and watch Inhumans because I like him as an actor so much. I really wish they didn't kill him off in Multiverse of Madness as quickly as they did. Although the way they killed him was pretty cool, collapsing his head. Spoiler alert.
At this point, it's not a spoiler anymore.
Yeah, it's been a year and a half. But I think everyone who is doing the original characters. Celia Gooding is doing a great Uhura, and she's not. I feel like the 2009 Star Trek movies, they were. I feel like they were trying to. What's the word I'm looking for? Mimic. They were trying to be the original series. They were trying to do their mannerisms, and they were trying to act like the original people.
Honestly, it felt like they were trying to make a Marvel movie.
Well, they were.
That didn't feel like the original series.
No, and
to me at all.
But Carl Urban acted like
Like Bones really well.
But I'm trying to think of his name, the actor's name.
Leonard Nimoy.
No, that would be Spock.
God damn it! I said it wrong. Yeah, you're right. Oh my god.
Although I
had it in my head right when I said the wrong word. No, I don't have it.
Although for some reason I am thinking Leonard's right, but I'm pretty sure that's wrong. So, anyways, I'm gonna cut that out because I don't know. Yeah. But I like Ethan Peck as Spock. I think he's doing a really good job. I like him as Spock in Strange New Worlds better than he was in Discovery. Mostly because the beard did not suit him. When he got rid of the beard, he became more Spock.
Wouldn't beards be illogical anyways?
Yeah, well, they do hide your face, you know.
Which is good.
We could be criminals, and you don't know. You don't know
Then
us.
we just be criminals with beards. That's
true.
More normal.
Well, unless you're, see, you do what Harrison Ford did in The Fugitive. You become a criminal with the beard, and then once you're wanted, you shave the beard off, and nobody recognizes you.
Oh, there you go.
Go watch the I believe it's the 1994 movie The Fugitive with Harrison Ford. He's an old actor. You may know him from movies like Indiana Jones and a little series called Star Wars. Move Your Beard.
A little bit.
I might have to cut that out because your monitor might be in the way too.
There we go.
But Harrison Ford's in it, and I've lost completely where I was going with that train of thought.
It was The Fugitive about beard and shaving it off. And then I made a horrible joke about just go the Robert Downey Jr. way. Either be a rich white dude or play a black guy.
Still have not seen that movie. I heard it's good. But
that's how he got away with it in real life. He got away with the drugs and all that stuff in real life by being a rich white dude.
Well, yeah.
And then he got away with Tropic Thunder by being amazing.
Which would not be made today.
It really would not.
No.
But that same thing would have been said at that exact time too. And it was
we were still more. Social media wasn't what it is.
I could see
today.
it being made today more than then because of the anti-political correctness and anti-wokeness bullshit that we're supposed to be doing and whatnot.
I don't know which. I was talking about Ethan Peck and shaving his beard and criminals.
Yeah, you just said go criminal. I said that's what I would do. Shit, go Robert Downey Jr.
Oh, that's how we got to there. Sometimes I lose the train.
Yeah. Sometimes I run away with it.
And I love Pelia. I wish there was more of her in season 2. I really love the idea of her character being the same character from Taxi, because they have the same accents, and her character lives thousands of years, and we've already seen that she's in Pennsylvania in the 2020s. So why couldn't she have been in New York or Philadelphia or wherever Taxi was in the 70s? I like that idea. In my head, that's canon. Taxi is canon. Christopher Lloyd does not know how to drive a car, but ironically can fly a Klingon bird of prey. Go figure. Huh?
And a train.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring in Back to the Future. I was going to stick with Star Trek and the other. So, Strange New Worlds, number 5 for me. Your number 5.
Deep Space Nine.
Anything behind it?
A little too... Okay, it starts slow. And then it gets really heavy on the religion stuff. And then it gets really good on the religion stuff. So it just takes a while. That's all. Yeah, I love when you find out that they are actually just shitty aliens living in a wormhole ignoring people.
But they are also gods at the same...
They're not.
They are gods. Because
that's like saying Q is.
Q is a god, too.
No, he's not.
Q is a god.
If his powers can be taken away, he is not a god.
He is a god, not the god.
Possibly a demigod, but like it's...
If
your powers can be taken away by
if
your
you
peers,
have omnipotent... Okay,
their powers can be taken away by even people that aren't their peers. Like, there were people that have lesser power. Like, they're scared of Guinan. That means they have gods.
A truce with
if you need a truce with somebody...
I want to know more. I want to know more of that backstory. But the whole God situation and how people are, and the prophets, that in Star Trek Star Trek religion in and of itself is a whole video by itself. But his number 5 is Deep Space Nine. My number 4 is Deep Space Nine. A lot of for the same reasons. The first couple years of the Emissary story are slow, and even he doesn't like it. He's avoiding it. I loved when they brought in the Defiant in season 3. That Starfleet ship with the cloaking device should have been standard.
Should have been in Voyager at least.
Yeah, they weren't even in the. Does the Treaty of Algernon apply to the Delta Quadrants? Could they not have built? They could have built a cloaking device and not had to deal with the Kazon, and we wouldn't have had to worry about that crappy story arc with Seska and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That story arc was alright. Seska was cool. I like the Seska character. I wish they could have done more with her, and maybe not in the Kazon so much. But Seska was cool.
Yeah, killing her off. Because she left and stayed with the Kazon. They had to kill her off or keep her with the Kazon.
Yeah.
Because it just wouldn't make sense for Voyager to be 20,000 light years closer to home, but still dealing with the Kazon.
No, it wouldn't at all. But she could have kept hopping different. She could have been one of those people.
She could have been. The actress could have been Jeffrey Combs and just played a different character every season.
That's true too. But I mean, even just if she did keep hitching a ride with different aliens trying to fuck with Voyager all the way, that would have been kind of cool. And then, but I only say that because one of my favorite episodes was the one where they trigger the holodeck program that she made, and it's amazing. That
episode is great. But back to Deep Space Nine. I love Ezri Dax. She's actually one of my highlights of season 7, but I hate the fact that they killed Jadzia and how they killed her. And I have a big issue with that too, because I think it's 3 or 4 episodes before that, Worf risks his career to save her life. At that point, it's said that he's never going to get a command because of it, and the only reason he gets a command for it is go read the Last Best Hope. Picard basically tells Starfleet admirals, I'm going to be an admiral to take care of the Romulan situation. You're going to make Worf the captain of the Enterprise. That is the only reason he basically became the captain. And the fact that they did that 3 or 4 episodes before they actually knew that they were going to kill her off just put
more weight on them killing her off. That was the point.
But for me, it unnecessarily hurt Michael Dorn, unnecessarily hurt Worf's career, because the end of the series could have, and possibly, in my opinion, should have ended when Sisko became a god. Kira or Worf should have become the captain.
Well, he should have gotten the Defiant at least, his own command over the Defiant, and Kira gets DS9.
Yeah,
which back to the Bajorans anyways.
And that Kira, it does have Deep Space Nine, at least for the 1 episode of Lower Decks. But I think that if he wouldn't have had to, if they would have cut that 1 episode out, he could have been the captain of the Defiant at the end of the series, rather than making him an ambassador to Kronos and then immediately undoing that in the movie Nemesis and never really giving us an explanation. Yeah,
well, he just went and did 1 mission, that's all.
No, because he stayed with them and then became... Well, what it was in the movie, he's there because he's there for the wedding. Yeah. For Troy and Riker's wedding, and then shit hits the fan. It's Star Trek. It's gonna happen. But then he stayed because Data died, and he became Picard's first officer. Yeah. Number 4.
Voyager.
Voyager? Any reason?
I like it a lot. It's one of the better ones, but it's not the original series. It's not. it's just not the top 3. So.
Since he's not going to give anything on Voyager, I'll talk about Voyager when I get there.
I mean, I'll talk about it more. I really, really like past the Kazon, and you get to the Borg. He doesn't like the Borg. I love all the Borg episodes and everything.
I love the Borg. I absolutely love the Borg. I have a Borg light in my office. I love the Borg. They're my favorite species.
Should I go back to that text? It was only 2 words.
Was it even 2 words? I thought it was just a finger.
No, you said F you. You straight up said F you.
That doesn't mean I hate the Borg. I was just pissed off you were right about it.
I know.
Season 3 when they brought the Borg on, and then they even brought the Borg on as non-Borg too. It's the people who crash landed on that planet first.
And when the other aspect of Voyager I really like, I cannot remember the damn name, is the Hunters. that take over the ship. Herosian, thank you. I knew it was an H, but
which
their whole thing is just cool.
The Herosians were mentioned in...
Obviously, Species 8472 is cool.
Species 8472 is badass.
I still have a theory for that fluidic space is inside of an alien. And they're like the white blood cells. Think about it.
We have not discussed this before, but we're going to have to discuss this in another video.
Okay.
He thinks that...
fluidic space is inside of another alien being.
So,
why wouldn't it be? Giant.
Are they really tiny? Or
I think that like Land of the Lost, not Land of the Lost, Land of the Giants. You've seen that, right?
No.
It's a really, really old show. Astronauts land what they thought was Earth, but it's not.
Oh, are you talking about
I can't remember the damn name.
Twilight Zone?
No, this is an old series. It's an actual series that Twilight Zone was probably based on.
Oh, because there's
Land of the Giants. That's straight up what it's called.
The greatest episode, or the second greatest episode of the Twilight Zone, is the one where the astronauts land on a planet, and then they're running from giants and stuff, and you find out that the astronauts are actually humans. It's one I don't remember. It's been a long time since I've seen
the
it.
astronauts are humans, and they land on another. They at the time, 15 years in the Spuser, tells the tale of a crew named Spindrift en route from Los Angeles to London, and somehow lands on another Earth that everybody's 12 times larger. There's hella episodes. It was really good. 2 seasons.
Hella episodes, 51.
Compared to today,
yeah,
you even said that.
Yeah, I was complaining. Those are streaming shows. Like your NCISs and your broadcast shows, you usually still get 20 episodes a season.
I don't remember how I got on Land of the Giants though. So back to that. I don't know. Yeah, Species 8472. The introduction to them is great. It kind of ties into 2 of my favorite other alien races from other series that are out there. Atlantis with the Wraith. And they're very similar with growing their ships and whatnot. And then with the Yuuzhan Vong in the Star Trek stuff or Star Wars stuff that doesn't exist anymore because Disney threw it all out the window, except for Thrawn, which I'm not complaining about.
No, they did throw that out the window. Zachary, whatever, Timothy Zahn. He wrote another trilogy that's Disney.
It's him, so I don't care. That's fine. That's good enough for me. It's the same writer, so.
But those books are actually canon. Those 3, the new ones, they were able to get the same author. That was awesome. I haven't read them yet.
The original Hand of Thrawn trilogy is amazing. So I have not read the new one.
So,
but that's a different thing.
You can probably figure out our favorite ones at this point. Number 3 is Lower Decks for me. I'm wearing a Shaq shirt. It was great. The show is awesome. I love Mike McMullen. I love Jack Quaid as Boimler. Tawny Newsome as Mariner. Fantastic. I loved them in live action. As much as I would love to see another crossover, you can't have another time travel crossover like that. I would love to see Boimler cross over to Legacy, like if he's a captain at that time.
I want to see it the other way around. I want to see somebody from Strange New Worlds go to the animated universe.
Well, they did that at the end of the episode.
No, I know, but a full episode, not just a little excerpt.
I don't think they'll do that with Strange New Worlds. That would be
any
cool.
of them. Any of them. I don't really care which one. I just think it'd be fun.
Yeah. I see it going live action easier.
Yeah.
And
like the Stargate 100th episode. I know this is a tangent, but the Stargate 100th episode where they go through the different things and they go to the Stargate where their strings get cut. I want to see them go to that universe again. That's all. That's hilarious.
I don't remember that specific one. I remember the episode.
I love that. I rewatched that episode, so when I just want to watch something funny.
Lower Decks. Lower Decks to me is the funniest Star Trek. Period.
Oh yeah, and the most rewatchable.
Definitely most rewatchable. The only reason it's not number 1 or number 2 is because there's only 4 seasons. If it's got 7 seasons under its belt, but I need more than 70 episodes. I'm Star Trek Voyager, Next Generation, Deep Space Nine. They all have 140 plus episodes. So that's hours and hours of entertainment. Lower Decks, I can watch the entire show in a day.
Yep, and have.
we just did 2 days ago. But it's great. I love every episode. I love all the actors. I love seeing the other actors in other TV shows, like when we watch Bob's Burgers. The guy who plays Samantha Rutherford is a voice in several episodes. So I liked seeing stuff like that. And I really hope that the show continues on. It's called Lower Decks, so I would like to see our lieutenant junior grades actually move on, them get their another show, possibly part of Legacy, and then restart with a new group of Lower Decks.
But under them.
That
would be great. With one of them as the captain, like
that's what I was saying. I would love to see in Star Trek Legacy, Mariner and Boimler as captain. I think he deserves the captaincy, and her the first officer. I could see it either way. I'm happy with either.
She'd be
either
happier
way.
Doing intelligence, like what's her name? Raffi.
Yeah, but she also, for whatever reason, really enjoys being with Boimler, even though she hates it. So I could see her being his number one if he asked her to.
Yeah.
So that's why Lower Decks is my third favorite show.
Yeah, that makes sense. Strange New Worlds for me. It's easily the best of all of the new stuff, by far.
But not Lower Decks.
I don't know. Lower Decks is animated, so it's still really cool. I like Lower Decks, but it's easier. Lower Decks is easier to get right.
One of the things I like about Lower Decks, too, is they've added so much to the canon. Although one thing I don't know how I feel. I go back and forth on the koala. I love the idea of the koala, but I hate the idea of it being canon.
Yeah. It might only be in that person's head, though.
Well, no, because they included it in the in the logo at the front, and several people have mentioned the koala. And then Boimler, when he died, he saw the koala and the Black Mountain that Shax talked about when he came back from the dead. And I love the little consistencies that Lower Decks does with that. Speaking of Strange New Worlds and Lower Decks, I loved the consistency of the uniforms from Lower Decks to Strange New Worlds. When he's laying on the bio bed, he's got the shoes from the show. They've got the Delta chevron from Lower Decks on his shoe that you see on it, but we never see the soles, or we never pay attention to the soles of any other uniforms.
Yeah.
So I love the little details that Mike. I know I'm pronouncing it wrong, but I'm calling him Mike McMullen, whatever his name is.
Mike something.
Mike something. He helped with Rick and Morty, and he brought over all the positive stuff from Rick and Morty over to Star Trek, and I love it.
Nice. Oh, speaking of just random stuff, real quick. Oh my god. I forgot what it's called.
6 of Rick and Morty?
No, I haven't. That's season 6 is cool. 7's coming out.
Yeah, okay, so 7 coming out.
No, it's the other one. I like it better than
Solar
Rick and Morty.
Opposites.
Yeah, Solar Opposites. The way they did the voice change is amazing, and you need to watch them.
Okay, they're supposed to do something special with this too. That even in the trailer they didn't do the voices for Rick and Morty.
Yeah, they did. That's the new voices. The least trailer I saw.
Oh, okay. I haven't actually watched the
trailer.
trailer.
If you listen to it, it's almost. Maybe I'm wrong, but then for the other one, I forgot its name again. The way they did it is
Solar
great.
Opposites.
Solar Opposites, the way they did it, because it was really just the one voice. It was amazing.
What's your number 3?
Where are we? Let's see. Didn't I already say?
Oh, Strange New Worlds is number 3? Okay, Strange New Worlds is number 3. My number 2, and it is the first series I watched every single week, and that's why it's number 2, Voyager. Every Wednesday at 9 o'clock, with one exception. The only time I missed an episode was my senior class trip to Disneyland overnight. I set my VCR to record Voyager. It was the series finale. And my freaking VCR. Kids, a VCR is something that would record stuff on TV. You had to have the VCR on channel 3. You had to make sure that your cable box was on the channel that you wanted to record. And it did not record. We didn't have streaming back then in that day. Yep. I had to wait all summer long to watch that series finale. It was really, really bad. Yep. But I love Jerry Ryan. She is definitely on my list of Star Trek people I want to meet. Patrick Stewart. I really want to go to Vegas this year. And Kate Mulgrew. I mean, basically when I started talking about Prodigy, I started talking about Voyager. The first couple seasons of Voyager are rough. There's some good episodes mixed in there. Honestly, not as many good episodes as Deep Space Nine had with their first couple seasons. But honestly,
the Kazon weren't that bad.
The Kazon weren't that good either.
Yeah.
Actually, my favorite Kazon episode is Basics and Basics 2, when they lose the ship and they're put on the planet. I actually liked that episode, and then it seemed like after Basics 2, the entire series made a change, and everything was different in Season 3 going forward. The very next episode had Sulu in it. So, I mean, at that point, we were in for a different voyage than what we had experienced. And then they actually were going to get rid of... at the end of Season 3, it was between Ensign Kim and Kes, who they were going to fire to bring in Jerry Ryan. And the only reason that Garrett Wang stayed was because people named him one of the 50 sexiest people that summer. So they're like, okay, we're keeping him, we're getting rid of Kes. Which, you know what? I mean, it was weird Neelix being a 50, 60-year-old dating a 3-year-old. That wasn't creepy at all.
Well, considering that she was going to die when she was 7, technically that makes her 30 or 40.
9.
Okay.
And then if you remember the one...
So she's 34?
The one Ocampin.
When she's like 2?
The one Ocampin from
who
second
was
caretaker.
like 14?
He was like 14, yeah.
Which makes her in her 20s.
It's still...
No, it's super weird.
It's still weird.
Oh, it's super weird.
No. Yeah. What's your number 3? Or number 2?
Number 2 would be the original series.
I'm glad he said the original series for number 2, because then that means we both have the same number 1.
Well, of course.
You want to say anything about the original series that you haven't already said? I think we've pretty much.
I think it. Honestly, I think the original series set the tone, set the point of it being iconic characters. Like you can't knock the fact that everybody knows who James T. Kirk is in the world for pretty much.
And his name wasn't even originally James T. Kirk. It was like James A. Kirk or S. Kirk or in one of the early episodes
it was different. But
no, in one of the early episodes he has a tombstone that says James something Kirk, and then it was I think it was finally in the movies when they named him Tiberius.
Yeah, I don't remember that. I didn't pay attention to those little details, but I'll have to look into that. But I mean, like especially like Bones. Bones. Since I decided to not be able to say the word Bones.
Bones.
The Doctor is my favorite character. I don't know why. He was hilarious. Scotty was amazing.
Because he was a doctor, not an engineer.
But you get down to it, you get
captain.
The best of Star Trek out of it. You get James T. Kirk against Khan, but actually against him, not getting told how to beat him from somebody in the future.
Well, and that wasn't even Kirk.
No, I know. I'm just saying. I know. I'm just saying in general. Like he defeats Khan. Nobody else can say that. Technically, he defeats Khan in both universes because it's his idea.
I was going to see you can technically defeat Khan more than once. I mean, he kills him at the end in 2, but in the show he just strands him on a planet.
Which I mean, close enough to defeating him if he was smart, but he wasn't.
If anything, that's worse.
Nah.
He abandoned how many people on that planet?
And they all lived.
And surprisingly, because right after he abandoned them, there was like some horrific accident or something.
Yeah. I don't know if they all lived. I think some of them died. They even said it in the movie. I just can't remember. That is one of my favorite movies, and is still one of my least favorite movies because of the damn earworm. I know you probably haven't even seen it. The Wrath of Khan.
Of course, I've seen Wrath of Khan.
Okay, so the earworm that they put in their ears. It's oh my god, it just
freaks
me out to this day.
See that one
in Florida, we had bugs that big.
Okay, I'm not from Florida. See, that doesn't bother me any more than since we're gonna mention it, let's move on to the number 1. The number 1 series is The Next Generation. And if you're gonna talk about the earworms from number 2, You got to talk about the parasites from season 1.
Yeah, those are still horrible.
Those are way worse than the earworms.
Well,
The
no.
earworm, they had gills that stuck out of they stuck through your spinal cord.
But the earworms were painful. Like the other things kind of looked like they did something, so it wasn't like the gold. They make it less painful with stuff like chemicals and shit while they're attaching.
Well, the gold are parasitic, but they're in pain and they're completely aware of what they're doing and not able to do anything about it.
No, I know that, but like when they get like they're not feeling something fusing to their spine, that would be excruciating. People would scream. Like, doesn't matter. Like if you watch Stargate.
Well, that's how it is for most parasites.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Usually, you don't feel
not the earworms.
Okay.
That's all I'm getting at.
With ticks and stuff like that, you usually don't feel the tick bite.
Oh, not at all. Yeah.
So we talked about one of the weirdest, creepiest episodes of Next Generation. And the Next Generation to me produced the best episodes. Just off the top of my head, I got Chain of Command and Measure of Command as two of the, I guess technically 3 of the best episodes, and you can almost do that with any season. Pull out 2 or 3 great episodes.
Yeah, but you can also pull out 10 of each season that aren't.
Not past season 3.
Yeah.
Past season 3, I don't skip any episodes.
I still don't skip them either, but it doesn't mean that they're great.
The first 2 seasons,
yeah.
if I miss an episode, if I miss a couple episodes here and there, I'm not broken heart.
Me, anything with the Ferengi, I love. Anything with the Borg, I love.
Which version of the Ferengi? Because I prefer the Deep Space
version.
Nine. I prefer the Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, the second version.
The OG Ferengis, human. They're comical. They're funny.
I attribute to that to just those 3, like they're just comic characters.
Well, and then
who knows?
I love that Lower Decks spun it as that is their way of tricking other species.
Yes.
I loved that.
Yeah, that was great.
He even did the human thing.
The whips that make no sense.
They make absolutely no sense. and then in Deep Space Nine, Quark is playing with 2 of the toys, and they have whips, and they make absolutely no sense. But to be honest, that's a good episode with another godlike being.
Yeah. Yep. Which is why I still contest that Q and the rest of them aren't gods, because there's just too many of them out there. Also, they feel humans have the potential to get there too, so it's just too many of them out there.
Well, I mean, if just look at it as like the MCU, Thanos is a god, or Kurt
That's like
Russell.
saying Thor is a god. He's not really. It's little G.
Yeah, little G. They're little G gods, just like Kurt Russell said. He's a god with a little G.
Yeah.
I love Kurt Russell, but I love Kurt Russell as an actor.
Kurt Russell is a good actor.
But Next Generation led us to great continuity as well. How they picked up with Picard from the movies and from the series. Picard is completely right in the final episode. He should have been playing poker with them from season 2.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, should have. I think it was season 2 when they started playing poker with Pulaski was even in it.
Well, if you notice, they had the same mindset in Voyager for the captain, for fucking Janeway. They had to keep herself away from everybody. Well,
they actually in Voyager in the first couple episodes they make a point of mentioning how she can't do that.
Yeah,
and
even though that's probably
how you're
the
supposed
norm.
to. Yeah. But and then we saw it with Sisko. Sisko didn't treat his crew. He wasn't distant from them. He brought them over every other day for dinner. Yeah. He knew his lieutenant junior grade officer for the previous 30 years in a different person's body. But okay, so quick rundown. For me, anime. We're not gonna do a quick rundown for him because he don't remember his order.
Nope.
Maybe if I'm nice, I'll rewatch this and I'll list out his order.
Just the first 6. 4, maybe 5.
Okay. I went with animated series. Original series, Discovery, Enterprise. Then this is where we get good. Picard, Prodigy, Strange New Worlds, Deep Space Nine, Lower Decks, Voyager, and the greatest Star Trek series of them all, is the next generation, as long as you don't count Code of Honor.
Well, that's like saying you can't count the original series as my number 2, unless if you don't count. I can't remember the damn episode's name.
Spock's brain.
No, not Spock's brain. The one with the I can't remember, the all black planet.
The one where they were mixed. They were half white on one side and half black. Okay, then I don't know.
No, the one where
I haven't seen the original series, so I don't know.
It's considered a very racist episode.
Well, the one where they're half black, and
Yeah,
that's a very racist episode too, where they're racist. It's just like the from Futurama, where they're wearing the shirts the other way.
Yep. And then the mirror, I love it.
So that was our new video. Thank you for watching us. Like and subscribe. I'm still trying to figure this YouTube thing out, so there might be stuff somewhere around here for you to click. But the like button's down there. Subscribe, little bell icon. Thank you. Live long and prosper.